Do you remember watching Dora when you were younger and she'd always say, seatbelt, so we can be safe? Yeah, she was not joking when she said that. Seatbelts are actually very important and often overlooked. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the importance of wearing a seatbelt and the dangers of not wearing a seatbelt. And you might be thinking, how is this even relevant to me? Well, according to science.com, only 88% of Americans wear a seatbelt in the front seat. But only 58% of Americans wear a seatbelt in the back seat. And it's more than likely that every single person in this audience gets in a car multiple times a week. I actually used to be one of those people who did not put a seatbelt on in the back seat until I was in a car accident. My boyfriend had a seatbelt on, and he didn't even get a scratch. I, on the other hand, didn't have one on. I would have went through the windshield if my boyfriend didn't grab me. That's what makes me believe I am credible to speak on this topic. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of wearing a seatbelt, the dangers of not wearing a seatbelt, and how to correctly wear a seatbelt. While getting in a car, you may feel safe with the person, but that does not matter how comfortable you are with someone's driving. You need to buckle because you never know what could happen. After you click yourself in a seatbelt after getting into a car, there are many different things that are ready to protect you if you are in an accident. There's a locking mechanism that includes a ball that moves forward to the interior, triggering a locking mechanism that prevents the belt from locking. There are force limiters that allows webbing to spew out to reduce the chance of a chest injury. There's also spreading forces that distribute the impact from the collision across the body in rather the stronger areas of the body rather than the collision only hitting on a particular spot on your body. The deceleration allows the body to come to a gradual stop, which limits injuries to the neck and head and spine. You never know when you will get into a wreck. Car accidents happen all the time. When I had my accident, my mom was driving. She had been driving for 15 years without any sort of accident, not even a deer. Then, one day, boom, we hit another car in a T-bone. Each year, there are 5 to 6.7 million car accidents in the United States, which can be estimated to 13 accidents every 60 seconds. There are multiple dangers of not wearing a seatbelt. According to this article from link.springer.com, in 2016, it was estimated that there was road traffic collisions that killed 1.2 million people across the world and also caused further disabilities for 50 million injured patients. But 50 to 80% of all the deaths could have been prevented by proper seatbelt use. Not wearing a seatbelt, there is a risk of being ejected from your vehicle. Occupants who are ejected from a non-rollover crash are twice as likely to die, while those who are ejected from a rollover crash are 4 times likely to die. According to IIHS.org, even after a vehicle stops or slows down after the collision, unbelted occupants keep moving at the same travel speed until they catch up and crash into whatever's in front of them. To prevent you from being a part of the statistics, I'm going to inform you how to properly wear a seatbelt. When you are putting the stop belt on, never have it cross your stomach. It must always be across your lap. If it is not across your stomach, it's going to cause internal injuries to your intestines. And your seatbelt must never be twisted. If it's twisted, it cannot properly protect you from getting ejected out of the vehicle. The shoulder belt should be snug across the shoulder and your chest. Do not allow the shoulder belt to lay across your face or your neck. It should never be behind your arm, and it should never be behind your neck. Not wearing a seatbelt is putting your life at risk, and being comfortable is not worth the risk. In conclusion, I hope you learned the importance of seatbelts and understand the dangers of not wearing one. So remember, the importance of seatbelts, the dangers of not wearing a seatbelt, and how to properly wear a seatbelt to prevent you from injuries. So, are you going to take Dora's advice and wear a seatbelt so you can be safe?